So we've been looking at the story of Lot and Sodom and the angels who come, and we've pointed out yesterday that Lot was appointed to be the judge of Sodom, and we looked at comparing the ways in which he's trying to live out the values of Abraham, but has to do it all in secret. There are some interesting points that are made that Abraham told them to wash their feet first before they came in. And he said to them, you'll come in and they'll wash your feet. So, like, what's the difference? And so the tradition was, no, Abraham told them to wash their feet to wash off any of their idolatrous practices. And Lot seems not to care about that and much before they come into his home. So things like that emerge, but those are minor until we get to the story that follows. It's familiar to us. The people of the town come and they press him. They say, we wonder who's here. Excuse me. Terem nishkavu b'anshe anshe Sodom nasabu al bayit minar b'atzaken kol am mikatze. Everyone, before they even had a chance to lie down, these guests, so they're all surrounded by the people of Sodom, surround them from young to old. Everybody. Vayikru Lot vayimru lo, and they called to Lot and they said to him, Hayeh hanashim asher ba'u elach, where are these men who have come to you this night? Hotziyem eleinu b'nei da'otam, bring them out to us that we may know them by tradition, one that's held by Jewish reading and Christian reading for that matter as well, that they're seeking to violate them sexually. Excuse me, to violate them sexually. That's what it means to know them here. And the men will do so. Vayetze alem Lot, and here's the problem. I mean, it's a big problem. It's all a big problem, of course. And Lot comes out to them, Hapetcha, V'aldel tzagarcha, around the door closed behind, V'yomar, and he said, Al na achai tareyu. This so far so good. Please not, my brethren, do evil. Hininale, and so now, so far so good, yes? And then he says, Hinena li shtei vanot asher ledu ishot zianat hen elechem. I have, behold, I have 2 daughters. No one's known them yet. They're virgin daughters. I'll bring them out to you. Vasulahem katov beinechem. You'll do to them as is good in your eyes. Rak lanashim ha'el al tasu davar. Just please don't do anything to these 2 men. Ki al kain ba'u b'tzel koroti. Because, a little complicated phrase. Look, after all, they've come under the shadow of my roof. And there's something really, so on so many levels, of course, horrible in what happens here, that Lot offers up his daughters to these people. But even more so, this is where he's like desperate to hold on to the lessons of Hachnasat Orchim that he learned from Avraham. And so much so that please don't harm my guests. I got to protect my guests that I learned from Avraham, Hachnasat Orchim. And to the point where everything else that he learned from Avraham is completely lost. All the other values, he was all willing to give up his daughters to them. Oy vavoy. How is it that sometimes it can happen that people are caught up in trying to hold desperately onto something that they've learned, and in the very process of doing so, they reveal how little they understand of the values that lie behind it. God willing, we'll continue and conclude our story of Sodom tomorrow.